Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience of what it was like working with us here at The Abundant Accountant and being in our 8-week sales mastery course. But I'd love it if you could share where you're at in the country and what do you specialize in your firm and how long you've had your firm before we dive into some questions that I have for you.
Of course. So I'm in Frisco, Texas, and I have my own bookkeeping services company. So it's full charge bookkeeping. And I've been doing it since September 2020.
Awesome. Great. And so before we met, Lisa, what were things like in your firm as it related to your sales process, and your client conversations, the conversations you were having with people to engage your firm?
Zero sales process, just kind of winging it, just getting on the phone and just whatever came to my mind. I
Yeah.
used to speak too much instead of listening to the client. And so I think that was a disadvantage for me as well. So
Hmm.
I think I spoke too much. I didn't really have a process in place, and everyone was done a little differently.
Yeah. And when you didn't have the sales process, obviously you realized that at some moment in time. What was your biggest frustration you were having that led you to reach out for some support?
I felt like I was stuck, like I wasn't getting anywhere. It got really frustrating because I work so hard and so many long hours and weekends, and I've given up so much to try to get this company going so I can work for myself.
Yeah.
And I felt like I just wasn't getting anywhere. So that
Hmm.
was the reason I reached out to you guys.
Yeah, and was there a moment that you realized, Lisa, that you were so frustrated and stuck and weren't getting anywhere that, like, share with us that moment, like what was happening, what were you stuck on, where you said, okay, I'm going to do something about this. I can no longer continue the way I've been going.
Yeah, I had a sales conference with a client, and then I never heard back from him. And I did all this work ahead of time to kind of get the research in place, and I did everything backwards. And that's when I was like, okay, I need help because I can't keep repeating this where I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
And I have people that aren't really serious, and I'm spinning my wheels.
Yeah. And how many times did that happen where you were spending all this time doing research and then like people would just disappear and ghost on you before it came to a head where you're like, okay, enough's enough? Like, what did this happen like once, twice, 10 times? I actually really don't remember. I don't know what you had said earlier, but how many opportunities or how much time in total do you feel you wasted until it was like that tipping point for you?
Oh goodness. I'm embarrassed to say I probably don't know how much exactly time, but it's more than I would ever want to give up like
Yeah,
that.
anymore.
So
Good.
probably, I mean, countless hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, you reached out to us. You found the abundant accountant. I guess I'm really curious too, like what went into your research about getting help, finding a coaching program, and what made us unique and different compared to other things that you had looked into before we had spoken to you.
Well, I saw you at a conference
Hmm.
and you just spoke to me, and everything that you help firm owners with is what I was going through.
Yeah.
Frustrating, spinning the wheels, not getting my value worth, and all those things. And so I looked at your website, researched you guys, and then I reached out and did the consultation call.
Yeah, awesome. Was there any fears or hesitations that you had that this might not work for you before you decided to enroll and invest the time and money into the education that you got from us?
Yeah, absolutely. Sales is not my thing.
Yeah.
Accounting is my thing. And so to step out into that realm,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's a little scary and it's a little intimidating. And so yeah, so I did have hesitation, but I realized that I needed to get out of my rut and to move forward. It was time to stop making excuses and to do something about it.
Yeah. No, and I'm so proud of all the work that you've done and how you've just been just really thinking through all the assignments and putting it all together, what do you feel has changed the most in just the last 8 weeks for you? Be it maybe your confidence level, asking for the price, having a different perspective now on sales. Like, imagine you're speaking, Lisa, to somebody who's literally in your shoes, right? Spinning their wheels, winging it, just doing all this free work and then never even getting the sales meetings because people are not showing up or they're getting ghosted. What do you feel has changed the most for you in just the last 8 weeks?
Having the sales process in place and trusting the system that you guys have created, that process has been a game changer because now I've had some referrals, for example, and
Yep.
I've sent the first step
Yep.
and they haven't responded. And
Yep.
so I'm like, well, they're a loss. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it, you know?
Yeah. But
I'm
you
not
gained
gonna,
back so much time because now you're not wasting time doing anything with people that aren't that serious.
and you're weeding out those that are serious and those that aren't. And so in the last 8 weeks, that's happened for me. And that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Is there anything else that stood out for you or any other big aha moments or celebrations that you would love to share that you've experienced in just the last 8 weeks?
Oh, yeah. Getting the confidence, just managing your time better, um, having that process in place, getting the information up front. Just, yeah, I could, oh, gosh, there's just so many.
I Is there one big one that stands out that you would love to share with another colleague of yours that also might be stuck in a rut like you were and not realize that they actually have a sales problem? Because I'm curious to know, how do you feel about sales now and how do you feel now looking back?
So sales was really scary for me. And now I don't feel so scared because I have a format. I have a structure. I have step one, I do this. Step two, I do that. And as long as I stay with that process,
Yeah.
things go smoothly and you weed out who's serious and who's not serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the most surprising thing for you, Lisa, that you took away in just the last 8 weeks that you're like, I had no idea? Or is there anything that just really surprised you that you're just so grateful that you've created this process? You know exactly which steps to take. You're no longer wasting any time. You've gotten your confidence, you've gotten your time back. Um, is there anything like that that you would like to share?
Yeah, having requesting the information up front, doing the review, having those structures in place, it was just huge. And to understand where the client was coming from an
Mm-hmm.
emotional standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to give them, as you know, said in the course, I don't want to give them services, I want to give them solutions. And I
Right.
never really looked at it that way. And that's probably my biggest takeaway is that I am serving these clients and
Yep.
I am giving them solutions to their problem so they can
Yep.
have a better life, so they can better enrich their own company and the people that work for them. It's a whole ripple effect
Yeah.
and to help the community. And that's the part that's really exciting because I'm really passionate about getting in there and helping people
Yeah.
and turning things around. And so now I feel like I have the tools that will enable me to help even more businesses.
Yeah, and now you know how to communicate that because I think many firm owners, Lisa, are just like you. We want to help. We're people pleasers, right? We want to go
Yes.
above and beyond for people, but we also want to make sure that the clientele follows through and that you get people to do what you want so you can ultimately help them because everyone that ghosts us or disappears on us, you're actually not helping them at all because we didn't do anything, right? So I think really being able to serve the people, like you said, and you're just providing a solution to their problems. And I love that you see that now. If you could
Yes.
go back in time, Lisa, and tell your younger self something about this program, 90 days earlier, let's say, what would you say to your younger self for that firm owner that might need to hear that today?
Do it. Don't delay. Just do it. No more excuses. Just dive in.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
I wish you sooner because I would have dove in a long time ago. And I think I know I would be in a very different place. But
Well,
I'm working there and it's going to be there soon. So super
yeah.
exciting. as it
Yeah.
already is. It's already getting there.
I wish we would have met sooner, and sometimes, it just like when our paths cross, they cross, right?
Yes.
Do you have any other words of wisdom, Lisa, for another firm owner that might be in your shoes that maybe I didn't really ask you the question, but you feel compelled to share about the program, working with me and my team, the assignments, the time commitment? For that firm owner who's really serious about taking their firm to the next level and making change, but also wanting to serve their clients at a high level and get paid their value and worth. Do you have any other words of wisdom that you would love to share before we wrap up that maybe I just didn't ask you?
Yes, I would say I was not sales. I didn't think it was important for my business, but I realized going through this course that it's a very important part of the business and it's something I need to embrace.
Mhm.
And having these tools has enabled me to do that.
Awesome.
And the homework, I was slow at it and it was
Mhm.
hard for me, but I stuck through it and I was very thoughtful and I took my time to make sure I got the right answers. And sometimes I'd have to walk away from it and come back to it. But when you look back and you go through your binder, because you print everything out and you review it, it just feels so
Yeah.
empowering to go back and read everything that you wrote. And you're like, wow, I wrote that. Of course, with your guys' assistance.
Yes.
But it's just amazing and it just really gives you that, yeah, I can do this. It brings that confidence that I didn't have before. So I
Yeah.
would say stick with it. It's probably going to feel like you're a duck out of water, but just stay with it and do each
Mhm.
week and you'll get there. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lisa, for taking out the time to share your experience of being with us here on the 8 week sales mastery course and working with us here at the Abundant Accountant family. So, really grateful for you taking out the time to share with other firm owners that might be considering, enrolling with us and changing their firm and really serious about getting to that next level and understanding how important learning sales and having enrollment conversations and creating a process so you don't waste any more time, you know? So thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. That was great.